Hey everyone. So as you can see, I am cosplaying Prince Adam, and I am on Channel Awesome's channel. And so, long story short, I used to watch Nostalgia Critic 10 years ago, actually. It's been 10 years since I started watching his content. I found out about him in 2015. I had a 12-year-old brother at the time who showed me his videos. And, I don't really like his content anymore. Especially when he, woke libtard. And I saw his White Chicks review, which, screamed, okay, tripped snowflake, too retarded to understand that this is an early 2000s movie and they're allowed to, have edgy humor compared to today. And you call yourself a comedian, Nostalgia Critic. I'm sorry, but I just have to rant. You call yourself a comedian, but you don't understand is that, making offensive jokes is in a way being inclusive. That's what Michelle McDaniel said anyway, who's another YouTuber. So anyway, as you can see, I'm about to click on this video, Beauty and the Beast. And I'm reacting to this because, well, I know what he's gonna say. I know what he's gonna say about the transformation at the end. I know he's gonna say, oh, the prince is ugly. No, he's not. He is so handsome. I'm probably a more handsome version of him than Dan Stevens. Yeah, I said it. So, enough chatting. Let's get into it.
Honestly, I'm sick of all that rejection.
I'm sick of political brainwashing.
I'm sick of...
There I am channeling my inner prince. Oh, shit.
On a time.
And Avengers Month. Have fun and choose wisely.
Whiny boys. Oh, thank God, we're getting right into it.
Once upon a time, there lived an enchanted company. It thrived on breaking new ground in technology, artistry, and entertainment. It brought joy to both children and adults, and was deemed by many as the happiest place on Earth. But like many companies, they lost their way and became greedy, selfish, and uninspired. Then one day, a writer appeared with a completely original idea. The company sneered at the script and turned the writer away. But she warned them there's only so long Pixar can get away with being the only department that didn't use existing IP. And when the company dismissed her again, her appearance melted away to reveal a beautiful enchantress. The company tried to apologize when they saw she was marketable and begged her to be a new Disney princess. But it was too late. She saw there was no creativity in their hearts. So as punishment, she transformed them into...
I'm sorry, I'm talking over. Her cosplay is bad, but it's not the worst I've seen. Also, little rant. Nostalgia Critic's net worth is like $2 million. And those are the best costumes he can come up with. Hey Doug, if you're watching me, I want to work for you. I'm a cosplayer, and I can make you amazing costumes. DM me. Here's my Instagram.
To be a new Disney princess. But it was too late. She saw there was no creativity in their hearts.
Yeah, the dress is really not that bad. It's just the Party City wig and the kid's crown that's like, eh.
So as punishment, she transformed them into empty shells. Which, okay, wasn't that big a stretch. But all their animated classics transformed into soulless remakes. As the years passed, people got used to more and more bland replacements being pushed out, but nobody ever truly loved them. For who could love a company that seemed deceased?
I mean, I do have to point out, Ariel being black was pretty upsetting. I mean, I'm ranting, just moving on. Had an itch. Or someone did that.
sorry. That was my tum-tum. Haven't eaten all day.
Well, I told you we'd be able to eat faster if you just signed with your pen nails.
What are you guys doing here?
It's come to our attention you've been reviewing Disney Renaissance movies.
Therefore, we'd like for you to look over Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, I noticed he's been reviewing a lot of, Disney movies, and I'm like, okay, nostalgia critic, you like Disney movies or something? Like, yeah, Disney's great, I guess, but generally speaking, Disney movies are for kids.
Why? I mean, I love that movie, but why now?
Our remakes have been slipping recently.
Even though Mufasa was the #1 movie in the world.
But wasn't Sonic 3 #1 in America?
#1 in the world?
Okay.
By #1 in the world, what they really mean is the movie is shit.
It's still not the numbers we wanted.
So we want you to remind the people
I
that
know
the
it's a joke. I know. I'm not that retarded.
Disney Renaissance can still make money.
You mean, it's still worth watching?
Tomato, tomato.
So get back to that critiquing thing you do.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe it'll inspire you to take a chance on influential films again.
Did you hear what he said?
No, the word money was never mentioned.
Let's try to find Disney's heart again. While Disney is certainly doing better than in 2023, there's still people tugging at their collars about what's coming out next. Inside Out 2, Moana 2, and Deadpool 3 were all big hit sequels, and it looks like that's mostly all we're gonna be getting from them. With the animated Beauty and the Beast, though, audiences were won over by, yes, a story everybody knew, but was so artistically elegant and emotionally delightful that it breathed new life into a tale as old as time. Being the first animated film to be nominated for a Best Picture Oscar, the first Disney film to become a stage musical, and even getting a 10-minute standing ovation at the New York Film Festival, with a version of the film that wasn't even finished. While other Disney movies have certainly become bigger hits, Beauty and the Beast achieved a similar success Snow White did years ago. By not only delighting children, but delighting adults so much it made them feel like children again. Animated hits nowadays certainly appease both young and old, but they borrow a lot from the Toy Story / Shrek way of writing.
I don't know about that. Maybe. But no one can copy Shrek.
Throwing in a lot of modern speak and adult-centered humor. Beauty and the Beast.
Kids' movies nowadays are way more lame than that. I think what he's saying is that they try to be like Shrek, but they suck at trying to do it.
Was different because it relied only on the charm of its beautiful animation, memorable songs, and delightful characters. There's nothing wrong with Robin Williams' jokes in Aladdin or Jack Black's catchphrases in Kung Fu Panda.
I don't watch Kung Fu. Oh, I can't talk. I don't watch Kung Fu Panda. I never watched the movies except some of the first one. Looks like a stupid movie.
But imagine an animated film with similar success that had none of that. It just won you over because it made you believe in fairy tales again. There's a lot of very grown-up techniques that go into making you feel like a kid again, and we're gonna go into how this movie did it back in 1991. Because sometimes we can forget how important just good, simple storytelling can be.
What about a live-action remake of Moana 2?
We haven't even made a live-action remake of Moana 1.
Idiot! Always think ahead.
How about a live-action remake of Moana 3 before Moana 3 comes out?
Brilliant! Write the contracts.
Delicious.
Let's take a look at Beauty and the Beast. The film begins with maybe my favorite opening shot in any animated film. Lion King, of course, is epic, but on an artistic and technical level, this is just gorgeous. As we're told about a spoiled prince who turned away an old woman looking for shelter, offering only a rose as payment.
Repulsed by her haggard appearance, the prince sneered at the gift and turned the old woman away.
Hey, you only look a touch less weird than your stained glass window vision.
Hey, he's handsome. Where he is right now on the right, he's handsome. What is so ugly about that face? I don't understand. Do people who prefer him better as a beast, are they furries? That's what my cosplay friend said.
The old lady becomes a beautiful enchantress and turns him into a beast and even curses the people who live there.
Casualties of a war they had nothing to do with. He didn't ask for that. He was trying to scrape out a living.
He's told if he can fall in love and have that love returned before the last one of the rose falls, the spell will be broken.
As the years passed, he fell into
As I asked out... No, hold on. I'm noticed this, what is this? This YouTube short here. Belle and the Beast present Best Animated Short. Is that real? Hold on. I can always go back to this. Oh, come on! Why do you have to draw him as a damn beast all the time? Just because people prefer him that way doesn't mean, you know, you should cater to them. I like him better as a human prince.
There. So, have you seen any of tonight's nominees?
No, but I read the books.
The nominees for animated short subject are Blackfly, Christopher Hinton.
Manipulation, Daniel Greaves.
Strings, Wendy Tilby.
And the Oscar goes to...
Wait. Hi.
What's he doing here?
Thanks. It was getting stuffy in there. And the Oscar goes to Manipulation, Daniel Greaves.
So weird. That is so weird. And what's even more weird is that they keep drawing him as a beast. Come on. You know, there was one time I went to Disney World that they didn't dress him up as the beast. Instead, they dressed him up as the prince. And I was like so over the moon about it when I saw it in the parade.
Castle.
Oh, wait. I remember I was like 8 years old. I went to Disney World. I saw the prince. There was this guy with Belle dressed as the prince instead of the beast, and I got so excited. I'm so sick of seeing the beast all the time, you know? And everyone seems to like him better that way because, I don't know, you're a furry. Maybe I'm like basically a kinny of him now, but I don't identify as a furry. No way. Anyway, back to the video.
Weirder than your stained glass window version.
Hey, he's
The
handsome.
old lady becomes a beautiful enchantress and turns him into a beast and even curses the people who live there.
Casualties of a war they had nothing to do with. He didn't ask for that. He was trying to scrape out a living.
He's told if he can fall in love and have that love returned before the last petal on the rose falls, the spell will be broken.
As the years passed, he fell into despair.
In fact, the kingdom kind of forgot they were even ruled by anybody. Yeah, I wonder why he didn't go to his parents, the king and queen, to ask for help. Oh, the enchantress visited them too. Never mind.
Oh yeah. What did he say? Oh yeah. That's what I like about the 2017 remake. They explained why the beast was forgotten by his people. Like, yeah, it's not canon writing, but I still like how they filled up that plot hole.
For who could ever learn to love a beast?
Yeah, you may have noticed this goes by textbook fairy tale rules and nothing complicated or literal like Belle inventing the first washing machine or anything. And it works wonderfully for this story.
There was a scene
We go
in
from
there.
someone like Snow White, who lived entirely in a world of emotional storytelling, to someone like Ariel, who was more modern but still had a pretty simple longing, to Belle, played by Paige O'Hara. On top of getting one of the best intro songs of all time, I mean, no wonder this became a Broadway show. This is clearly taking a lot of Broadway notes. But Belle is one of those few animated heroines who walks that fine line of almost being a Disney stereotype, but surprisingly balances out.
There must be more than this provincial life.
Yeah, she's pretty, has a nice voice, and is very dainty and elegant like many Disney ladies. But she's a touch more complicated without being too complicated. The town sings about how odd she is because she's a bookworm at a time when women didn't really read. She wants something more in her life, but doesn't quite know what. And she's longed after because she looks good, but she mainly just keeps to herself.
It's not right for a woman to read.
Aston, you are positively primeval.
Thank you, Belle.
A similar archetype would either be too perfect or too whiny, but because they have a clear understanding of this world and how she fits in it, she works out perfectly.
Here in town there's only she, who is beautiful as me.
Speaking of perfect, Gaston, played by Richard White, is also as perfect a villain.
Who's Richard White? I'm 28. I'm a young millennial. I don't know anything.
as you can get. He starts off as just a funny jerk, but organically becomes more and more evil because you can tell he's used to always getting what he wants.
Don't I deserve the best?
Well, of course. I mean, you do, but don't you...
He's a hero, he's a badass, in any other Disney flick he might have been the love interest.
Maybe.
But it's that inability to look deeper that, just like the Beast, leads to his downfall. If the Enchantress didn't show up, the Beast probably would be just a richer version of this guy.
I noticed he used the pun downfall. Get it?
No beast alive stands a chance against you, and no girl for that matter.
It's true, Ooh.
Oh, there's also something funny about town, literally named after their physical attributes.
It's true, Ooh.
Belle, Lumiere.
Feast!
Mrs. Potts, dear.
Maurice?
Oh, that last one didn't sound right. Call him Mustache. I point out little details before, like how Belle is the only one to wear blue in this town, so she stands out more. And despite everyone remembering CG mainly being used in the chandelier scene, they do sneak it in at other moments, too. With that said, I was actually surprised there was no CG used for this shot. It's just really good drawings and layering. I love discovering things like that.
It's my favorite. Far-off places, daring sword fights, magic spells, a prince in disguise.
Isn't it nice when you can advertise other Disney films and your current Disney film at the same time?
See that?
How can you read this? There's no pictures.
Liar. Also, based on the way you're holding it, what kind of pictures are you used to looking at?
I'll have this thing fixed in no time.
Belle's father, Maurice, played by Rex Everhart,
Who?
is a bumbling inventor trying to enter his latest invention into the fair. He gets lost along the way, though, and stumbles across the castle of the Beast.
Sorry.
Now, a
That
lot
was
of
the
people
tangerine I had.
say if Lion King is ever re-released on IMAX, definitely go see it. Well, that goes the same for this film, because this castle is one of the most...
Lion King and Beauty and the Beast were re-released on IMAX in 2012. What are you talking about, Nostalgia Critic?
Most awesome castles in any Disney flick. It manages to go from dark and gothic to enchantingly beautiful just by changing the lighting. Think about it. These two shots are the same room. That is just so cool to me. We're introduced to Cogsworth and Lumiere, played by David Ogden Stiers and Jerry Orbach.
Who are these people? I've never heard of them before. Is it because I'm 28?
Yes, I love how many people didn't know him and the Law and Order guy are the same
Oh,
person.
he was in Law and Order. I only saw one episode of it. I'm not familiar with Law and Order.
Who welcomed him to the castle.
Oh, you are soaked to the bone, monsieur.
Wait, what did he say about this character?
Played by David Ogden Stiers and Jerry Orbach. And yes, I love how many people didn't know him and the Law and Order guy are the same person. Who welcomed him to the castle.
Oh, you are soaked to the bone, monsieur. Come, warm yourself by the fire.
As the only person in France with a French accent for some reason, I welcome you.
Well, hello there, boy.
Okay, seriously. The dog got transformed? The servants is weird enough, but what did the dog do to deserve this damnation? Was he just a bad dog?
Oh, I was just reading it. I think, you know, Nostalgia Critic, that part of the punishment or the curse or whatever is that everyone else gets transformed, right? Like, don't you... Right. He didn't play Kingdom Hearts before at the time. Like, maybe he forgot this, but in Kingdom Hearts 2, they explain, and I quote the dialogue, and to further punish him more, we were cursed too, or something like that. That's why the dog is cursed. Even though it's like just an innocent dog. I don't know about my dog. I have a shepherd, and he can get real aggressive. More on that later.
But the Beast bursts in, played by Robbie Benson, and isn't as kind.
I just needed a place to stay.
I'll give you a place to stay.
Oh, please.
Does it have internet?
What? I don't get it.
Back at home, Gaston prepares to marry Belle, despite him not even asking her yet.
Oh, the little ones play on the floor with the dogs.
We'll have 6 or 7.
Dogs?
No, Belle. Strapping boys like me.
My Y chromosome will beat the shit out of your X chromosome to make sure no girls happen. She, of course, turns him down, leading to a sweeping musical moment so beautiful, I have to point out the few rushed drawings that hilarious freeze-framed. I want derpy derpy dorpy dorpy cup of dorpy. When her father's horse returns without it.
Just realized this is Disney, and I don't think I can post this video successfully. Because Disney is like the biggest, copyright monster. No pun intended.
He might not have internet.
How did you find me?
She makes her way to the castle and discovers her father's locked up. Unfortunately, the beast discovers her too.
Take me instead.
You would take his place?
She offers her life for her father and he agrees, sending him back to the village.
He's no longer your concern. Take him to the village.
Even the spiders got transformed? How does this work? Is there just a barrage of stagecoach webs throughout the castle?
Oh, that's stupid. Obviously, the coachman got transformed into a carriage because, I mean, it's like so obvious that based on their roles in the castle, they got that represented that animate object. That's what they got turned into. That's why the dog, for example, is like a footstool, because you can put your legs on the dog sometimes, and I don't know, and the reason Mrs. Potts is a teapot is because she's like the lady of the castle that serves tea. I mean, come on, it's not rocket science. It's pretty obvious to figure out that they turn into the objects that represent what their jobs were in the castle. Oh my god. You see, Nostalgia Critic is such an idiot. I know I'm watching his video, but I have to point it out.
Castle is your home now, so you can go anywhere you like.
Even though she's a prisoner, the beast gives her free reign over the castle. And despite this rendition breathing new life into the story, it is cool seeing not only the influence of the 1946 classic, but also some other Disney influences like Sleepy Hollow.
No one says no to Gaston.
Speaking of which, our own Brom Bonehead here sulks over his rejection as LeFou, played by Jesse Cordy, sings
Who are you people?
probably Disney's funniest villain song.
Oh, it was funny when I was 12. Now the scene is boring to me.
No one's next as incredibly thick as Gaston.
Oh my.
That's what the George Takei meme is from. I thought it was from Kubo and the Two Strings.
Macon and Howard Ashman returned to do the songs, and do I even need to explain why they're so good? You probably have most of them memorized.
I use antlers in all of my decorating.
And by all, I mean half.
Okay.
And yeah, I think it goes without saying people have definitely had fun with the freeze frames here.
Large!
My god, if that Gaston got with this bell, I think you'd have Weasel from DC Comics.
Help! Someone help me!
Maurice enters the bar, though, saying Belle's been captured by a beast, and of course, nobody believes it. Gaston sees this as an opportunity, leading to my favorite lyric.
Plans to persecute harmless crackpots like Gaston!
Slight spoiler, but it's worth it. As Belle is approached by Mrs. Potts, played by Angela Lansbury, and her son Chip, played by Bradley Pierce.
Wanna see me do a trick? Chip. Oops, that was a...
I do know about Angela Lansbury. How could I not? I heard she was in some TV shows in the 60s.
Very brave thing you did, my dear.
We all think so.
What, blowing bubbles?
Bubbles!
No, it's for risking her life.
Meanwhile, Beast discusses the possibility of her breaking the spell.
You fall in love with her, she falls in love with you, we'll be human again by midnight.
It's not that easy, Lumiere. These things take time.
In most cases, it takes 3 days, maybe a month. Belle refuses to come down for dinner, though, resulting in the Beast once again losing his temper.
We're such a mess together. You make me lose my temper. Sorry, love that song.
Stay in there forever.
Yes, I can.
Fine. Then go ahead and starve.
Have you seen her waist? I think she is.
Same.
Later that night, she leaves the room, and the servants offer her dinner, leading to the big showstopper, Be Our Guest.
I would really like for him to talk more about the Beast. But okay, moving on.
Be our guest, we our guest, be our guest.
The song was originally meant for when Maurice arrives, but as the number got grander and grander, they figured it made more sense to put it in the middle of the flick. I think this makes sense because not only would it have been too much too early the other way around, but it allows Belle to make a connection with the servants and the castle, so it's not quite as threatening. Lumiere offers her a tour, though Cogsworth thinks it might not be the best idea.
We can't let her go poking around in certain places, if you know what I mean.
Here's my hot take. He looks better as a clock. As a human, he's a fat guy.
She's not interrupting our game, but put that stick of hot wax in my gears, catch my drift.
What's up there?
Where? There? Oh, nothing.
They do end up giving her a tour, but she gets separated and ends up in the West Wing.
Let me play my favorite game. He loves me not. He loves me not.
Okay, I took that from Animaniacs, but it's too damn funny not to repeat.
Animaniacs sucks. Haven't seen it, but why would I? I'm not a little kid.
He throws her out and she happily complies until a bunch of wolves chase after her.
Wolves being the villains.
She's my dinner!
He fights them off, leaving him half dead. I know I've said this before, but her expression after he saves her is amazing. Nothing needs to be verbalized. You see everything going on in her head with this fantastic animation. Oh, I mean, needs more blank emptiness. Okay, you saw my review of the other movie. You know my problems with it.
You'd hold still, it wouldn't hurt as much.
Well, if you hadn't have run away, this wouldn't have happened.
If you hadn't frightened me, I wouldn't have run away.
Mad About Beast will be...
Is this a good time to bring up that my dog bit me because I pissed him off? Is that relevant? I guess not anymore. My dog's a shepherd. Okay, yeah, the more I think about it, that's a weak comparison.
Right back.
It's sports ball season. That's right, some of this. I see Patrick Mahomes will pass more than playing sports ball. Yes, that's the one.
Commercials.
Number one meal kit. Get up to
Talking so stupid.
Despicable.
Wondering what is sports ball? Who am I? Where am I? I'm scared. Goodbye.
Wow, you're even less funny during sponsorships.
Back at how Gaston makes a deal with a Frodo prototype to throw
Frodo?
Maurice in an asylum if Belle doesn't agree to marry.
Lord of the Rings,
Oh,
Frodo?
that is despicable. I love it.
It's then revealed this was one of the inmates of the asylum. He's put back in a straitjacket, and the real official says, yeah, we'll do it, we just need double the money.
I've never felt this way about anyone.
At the castle, Beast is so taken that she brought him back and nursed him to health that he wants to do something nice for her. So he gives her his library.
You have to close your eyes.
Or put meme glasses and white text over them.
So we're just ignoring Tim Curry's a pipe organ. True. Yeah, that's... I don't know what to say to that. Good point.
I've never seen so many books in all my life.
Then it's yours.
When you consider they don't actually start acting nice towards each other until the 50-minute mark, you realize how quickly but efficiently they set up their chemistry. They don't just see each other and fall in love, it has to be built over time. It works because the acting and animation is creating quick, but still charming chemistry. There's little touches showing them both making an effort to understand the other. And of course, the music.
And now he's dear and so unsure.
I should really give a chance to my captor.
When I'm human again, only human again.
Oh, right. I guess I should talk about the song To Be Human Again added to the original version. When they re-released on IMAX, they added this additional song, and I guess it's not bad, but it's not really needed. I mean, that's literally 3 songs in a row with only a few seconds breaks in between.
Oh, I disagree. I'm sorry, I blacked out. There's this really nice moment where Belle and the Beast are talking about books. So while the scene isn't great in the movie, I really like that moment.
The only thing it does add is one more scene between Belle and Beast.
I just said that.
I feel like the movie does kind of need.
Yeah.
Could you read it again?
Well, here, why don't you read it to me?
Just going from them singing "There Might Be Something There" to instantly the big romantic night is a touch quick, even by Disney standards. I do feel like they needed one more moment in between to smooth it out, and this doesn't do that bad a job of that. Still, that doesn't take away from everyone falling in love with its flagship song sequence, Beauty and the Beast.
Barely even
To the original version? When they re-released on IMAX, they added this additional song, and I guess it's not bad, but it's not really needed. I mean, that's literally 3 songs in a row with only a few seconds breaks in between. The only thing it does add is one more scene between Belle and Beast, which I feel like the movie does kind of need.
Could you read it again?
Here, why don't you read it to me?
Just going from them singing "There Might Be Something There" to instantly the big romantic night is a touch quick, even by Disney standards. I do feel like they needed one more moment in between to smooth it out, and this doesn't do that bad a job of that. Still, that doesn't take away from everyone falling in love with its flagship song sequence, Beauty and the Beast.
barely even friends, then somebody bends.
I know this is a weird thing to compliment, but I like unexpected things happening during this sequence. The dog barks, and then the Beast isn't sure he remembers how to dance. He wasn't even expecting to dance until Belle unexpectedly dragged him in. The painted angels are possessed.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that was a joke, but no. One of the Kingdom Hearts games said something about how, that room wasn't cursed yet.
Just little things that show not every detail has to be perfect, and sometimes that can make it even more delightful.
As the sun will rise.
The chandelier shot everybody praises almost didn't happen because they had no idea if it would render in time. The technology just wasn't advanced enough yet. So, as a backup, they're going to have the entire room be dark and have just one spotlight on them the whole time, so you couldn't see the rest of the background. Smart idea, and I'm glad the glitch gremlins allowed us to see this final version. I feel like if not, it might have looked like a Super Nintendo game.
If only I could see my father again. Just for a moment.
When Belle starts missing her father, though, Beast says he has a magic mirror that he swears he didn't use to spy on her at inappropriate moments. Not twice, anyway. And she sees he's freezing to death trying to save her.
He may be dying, and he's all alone.
Then you must go to him.
Well, thanks, but the time it takes to change out of this dress, it might make sense to have somebody just bring him here.
Go to him.
I mean, he's closer to the castle than he is to the village. I just think it'd be smarter if...
Go to him.
You just want your bachelor pad back, don't you?
I miss my laptop alone time, you know what I mean?
She does save her
Oh, it's over.
father, but Chip stows away as they both try to convince him that the Beast has changed.
He let me go.
That horrible beast?
But he's different now, Papa. He's changed somehow.
I guess this is as good a time as any to talk about all the Stockholm jokes made over the years. Kind of like with the song Baby It's Cold Outside, the jokes made about it are funny, I'm not gonna deny that. But when you get people taking it literally like it's a serious problem, I think that's kind of silly. First off, she's released twice and she does go. It's only when the Beast's life is in danger that she goes back, and even then she's doing it after he saved her life. Second, this is kind of like when people went nuts there was a gay character in the remake, like, oh
You shouldn't have a gay character in a kid's movie.
my god, you can't have that, but literal bestiality was okay?
What? No, that's different. No, I mean, if I was a parent, I would, be so... I don't know if I would show the remake to my kids because of the gayness. Kids are too young for that.
I just don't think you're supposed to think this much about a fairy tale.
May I help you?
Yeah,
I've come
I see his
to...
point, though. Not about the gay thing, but Stockholm Syndrome.
Collect your father.
As mentioned before, Gaston's about to have these committed. By the way, I love the name they go with.
For loons.
But Belle shows him that the Beast is real. When Gaston sees she has feelings for the Beast, he immediately tries to destroy him. Because that should win her over.
The beast will make off with your children. He'll come after them in the night.
No.
We're not safe till his head is mounted on my wall.
Tell us more, expert, who a moment ago said he wasn't real.
through your courage to the sticking place. We're counting on Gaston to lead the way.
They sing Kill the Beast, which is kind of cool. It's like we got a villain song and a half in this. And while the beast sulks, the castle tries to fight off the intruders. Wow, that is some intense body horror right there.
That somehow looks like very perverted and sick.
The servants fight them off, but Gaston makes his way to the beast.
Come on out and fight!
This fight is animated great and choreographed great, and man, they do not make G movies like this anymore. I think this would definitely be a step above rude humor.
Yeah, true.
Please, don't hurt me!
Yeah, that's a good point. Kids' movies suck now.
Cries like a little bitch, which is so great to see. And just like Belle's wonderful expression when she knows saving the beast is the right thing to do, Beast gives the same expression when he does the right thing, thinking back to Belle's kindness.
That's what it was. After all these years, it flew over my head.
Gaston gets one more stab in, causing him to lose his balance and fall. Apparently he got a vision from Skeletor before he died too.
That was on purpose.
Who does that cabbage think he is?
Beast starts to fade as Belle is there to say goodbye.
At least I got to see you. One last time.
Vanessa.
Who's Vanessa?
Oh, I'm dead.
Belle confesses her love for him though, which, you guessed it, breaks the spell and brings him back to life.
Hey.
Yeah, okay, let's talk about the Beast's human design. First off, it's weird he doesn't get a human name. People tell me it's Adam, but if they don't say it in the movie, if he's credited as the Beast, I don't count it. Second, the director said because like Belle, we all fell in love with the Beast, no human design for the prince would ever be good
I
enough.
think he's handsome just like that.
I don't think
Come
that's true.
on.
Look at him compared to the...
You paused that on purpose. That's like a badly drawn frame. You did that on purpose, Nostalgia Critic. Yeah, honestly, I don't think Kristoff is that gorgeous. Or Aladdin. Or Flynn. Anyone here.
Other Disney princes. He just doesn't look right. He looks like a Prince of Egypt character drawn by a Quest for Camelot animator.
I see his points, but that's a bad thing because...
When I was a little kid, my grandma was watching this with me and went, "Ew, turn him back to the buffalo dog."
Savage. Oh, come on. He doesn't look so bad. He's handsome. I like him better this way.
But whatever. All the servants turn back to normal. I think I like feather dusters now.
Oh yeah, they blackwashed her in the remake.
They reused the animation from Sleeping Beauty. The kingdom remembers they have a patriarchal government, and they live happily ever after.
After all, this whole review, he never once got into, like, his thoughts on the Beast. That's really disappointing.
So that was Beauty and the Beast. Big surprise, it's still fantastic.
Yeah,
I mean, this is easily top 5, hell, maybe even top 3 best animated Disney films of all time. While Little Mermaid reset the groundwork for what a Disney fairy tale should be like, this perfected it. You can still watch it and notice little touches in the background and foreground that make it even more artistically pleasing. It's very easy to buy the chemistry between these two, despite it being another quick fairy tale romance. The songs and score are hummable and achieve everything they're supposed to achieve. All the characters are memorable and still being celebrated today. It truly is the definition of a Disney classic. You can do as many crappy remakes and spin-offs as you want, but at the end of the day, there's only one animated tale as old as time.
Oh yeah, I heard that, it's probably fake news, but got me really excited. I found this article about how Timothy Chalamet might play the Beast in a Beauty and the Beast prequel, which got me very excited.
Well?
Goodness, I forgot how wonderful that movie really was.
Yes, I feel, dare I say it, inspired.
That's all I needed to hear.
What? I don't feel any different. Do you?
Just about as safe and lifeless as ever.
Did you even transform them to begin with?
No, I just like making things glow. Pretty.
I've got it! Star Wars meets Captain EO in the Mars Needs Mom sequel.
Ooh.
Oh well, the video is almost over anyway, but let's continue.
What were you even trying to do?
Look at what I'm wearing. I'm clearly nuts.
And no lessons were learned. I don't get it.
We can't let her go poking around in certain places.
How is that a weird sound? Okay, whatever, the video's over. Well, why don't you, before I end the video, why don't you like, comment, subscribe, and, tell me what reaction video I should do next? To what series? Hold on, we got some time. What's this?
Remember that scene from Beauty and the Beast where the entire town is singing about Belle? Well, it's way more mind-blowing than you realized. The animator revealed how he snuck a tiny detail in it, and even though you never noticed, it's one of his biggest regrets.
That's the one film I would want to go back and redo.
So let me explain. Disney doesn't want you to know this, but the first versions of Beauty and the Beast were absolutely terrible. To make the movie as good as possible, Disney did something unexpected. Most of the time, Disney hires animation legends to create their characters, but for Belle, they chose this guy, James Baxter, who was just 23 years old at the time. Even though he was young, the dude was an absolute beast. Now today, he's an animation icon who is known for animating some of the most complicated scenes and characters. But it turns out he really struggled with Belle. Have you ever noticed that Belle walks kind of funny? So animating her walking was a struggle and led to a major regret with how the movie turned out.
I had Belle's walk in my head where I tried to give her this ballet thing, but I think it actually made some of the walks I did on her too much of like her foot stuck to the ground and then whipping that foot across. You know, I wouldn't do it like that anymore.
Watch the scene again. Remember that scene from Beauty?
Oh, it's over. Okay, let's see if there's another one.
On Wednesdays, we wear pink. I'm a mouse. Duh. I can't go out.
Remember that scene from Beauty and the Beast where the entire town is singing?
Okay, what's this one? One more, I swear.
Did you know for Beauty and the Beast, Paige O'Hara sobbed real tears while recording Belle's Morning of Beast?
That sounds familiar.
Her performance was so intense that directors Gary Trousdale and Kirk Wise asked her if she was okay, upon which O'Hara immediately dropped out of character and said, "Acting, too."
Hey, I remember hearing about that.
In the original version of the tale, the prince was not turned into a beast for being selfish and unloving, but because he refused to marry his evil fairy godmother.
Really? That's really interesting.
Likewise, Beauty's challenge in understanding the Beast was not his volatile temperament, but his lack of awareness, for in beast form, he could not express himself intelligently. 3. All songs were the last complete works for a movie by Academy Award winner Howard Ashman. Ashman passed away 8 months prior to the release of this movie. This movie is dedicated to Ashman. At the end of the final credits, you can read the dedication to our friend Howard, who gave a mermaid her voice and a beast his soul. We will be forever grateful. Did you know?
I didn't know that. But I did read the original Beauty and the Beast. And, in the original fairy tale, he was cursed by an evil fairy. Oh, okay, I guess that's the video.